In the spirit of reconciliation, the Whiddon group acknowledged the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their continuing connection to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to all First Nations people, their cultures and to their elders, past, present and emerging.
The Inclusive Communities programme was designed 3 years ago, and it was in collaboration funded by the Department of Social Services. We included 3 schools within the casino area, and the programme started in 2018.
The programme ran every week on a Wednesday and sometimes on a Friday, and we had the students coming in at a set time and working with the residents on the community arts project.
The first year was a very large element of our local Indigenous culture.
We partnered with elders around storytelling, around basket weaving, dance, and a number of other activities.
It was a really good opportunity to bring people together.
And one of the interesting things about the Dreamtime programme was that both the residents and the children really enjoyed the cultural side of it, as well as the art making.
We have been painting with the elderly people. It's new to me and I haven't done it before.
It's really very interesting. I knew nothing about the Aboriginal culture.
It's going to be great when they're finished because it's looking good now.
Unusual for me, the painting. I never ever did it before. They give us a buddy. We have someone to sit with us and help us. Very good, the little girl I've got.
Yeah.
She gives you a cuddle and a kiss before she leaves.
It's beautiful. I love it.
What's really important is that this is an immersive experience for our residents. It's really not about residents sitting around watching the kids do different things.
The painting. Love it.
No, there's 3 kiddies and a couple of adults at our table, and we paint on canvas.
The kids are having a really great time here at the project. They're constantly talking about it when they're coming back. I'm constantly hearing little delightful stories that they're talking about the senior residents.
It's great to mix with the younger ones. They've got a lot of different ideas to what we used to have, and that makes it interesting.
We got overwhelmingly positive feedback from both residents and students about the relationships that developed between each other, how much it taught them, how much they valued those relationships, which was a fantastic thing to see.
I get a funny feeling that I'm belonging and I'm being hugged.
Dear Eunice, thank you for being a great partner. You are nice and funny.
We are their buddy.
Many of our residents told us about how it built their self-confidence, their self-esteem, and something that they wouldn't normally have the opportunity to get involved with.
I've never had a lot of confidence in myself actually, and it's a bit hard to explain. I mean, it just seems to be there now.
The Tree of Life was designed in year 1. The students and our residents were all given a boomerang. We asked, put your story onto that boomerang, whatever you want to put on that. And from that, every resident and student produced their own boomerang with their own design, and that became our Tree of Life, which we feel is living with our stories, living with our resident stories and our student stories that they shared together during those 6 weeks. Basket weaving was a wonderful idea that was brought together by some of our lady elders. We're saying, we'd like to do something with your female residents that is women's business, and we would like to do basket weaving. It's a very ancient tradition, it's what we pass down to our daughters, and we would like to pass this down to your female residents. What a great idea. I was left out, obviously, because it was women's business, so I wasn't allowed to go. And they took residents down to the riverside and collected reeds.
We just go out and pick these to collect them, and then we do baskets out of them.
I didn't know anything about how they made baskets or anything like that, or what they used, and also about their culture.
Yeah, it's good to weave and that, you know, keep your mind off things too,
right.
and that's what we love weaving.
Once we get all these done, we'll show you how to weave them.
We'll show you.
Over a 10-week period, a group of ladies and our residents came together in a closed room, and they were shown how to weave with the reeds.
Start twisting and twirling it around like this.
I loved the craft.
Every single element of the programme was about our residents getting in there and using their hands and using their brains and their minds to develop, to use their artistic expression, to reach a goal that they've never reached before, to do something that they've never done before.
Had you done this before, Marjorie?
No, never before. I do a lot of painting now, and I never painted before I came here. I had 6 children and they kept me busy.
And as Whiddon Casino is a reflection of our community, we have a number of staff members who are Indigenous and who were involved in this project. And as part of the Dreamtime project, the beautiful platypus mural that we have in the garden was designed by Rachel McIntyre, and she worked with the Indigenous students from Casino West Public School.
The kids had a great time, didn't they? Yeah. There were some quite talented young kids at Casino West.
It's about the mother and daughter swimming together.
The platypus is the casino totem, and the riverbed sculpture that runs below it is also part of that totem story.
We have so much to share.
This part of the programme was about song and dance. So it was about bringing together young people and our elders in the facility. So there was around 22 children and around 25 residents. So it was a huge group of people. Some of our residents needed care. So some of our students were helping them have their drink when it was afternoon tea, or going in and getting them a sausage roll or something. They were taking care of them.
We're into, at our school, making sure we build connections with the community, and this program is perfect for that. So we've come up every Thursday for 9 weeks in the morning and made connections with the elders. So there's children have sat with the same elder every week. So that's been fantastic to see that connection that they've built. I actually asked my kids last week what their highlight of the year was, and this was it. So out of all the things I've done this year, this was the thing that they've loved the most, and they want to do it next year too.
One of the things about this being a Resilient Communities project is that it's so important to have young and old working together.
There's this really lovely sense of friendship, this sense of bonding, and this sense of support that some of these students don't have because their grandparents aren't around, or they don't have these elders in their own homes.
It's definitely changed how I think about older people.
I think it's very important that our elders are out there showing our younger ones. Sitting in this concert today, it was very emotional watching my daughter. Having something played like that, having Mrs. Forrester here and having my child in her class, that she picked something that represented all of her students in that class. And it just made me so emotional.
We are many, and from all the lands on earth we come. We share our dreams and sing with one voice. I am, you are, we are Australian.
So this is something we're going to do, a little surprise with residents.
Romy Tango is a famous international artist. When I approached Romy, she was flying off to New York to do an exhibition at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which is just amazing. A lot of our residents would knit, but they wouldn't make flowers or things, quite different out of wool. By the end of the 10 weeks, they loved it. They just absolutely loved it because of the fun they had, the designs that they had, the different ideas that it brought.
We make it funny. It's part of a healing journey, isn't it? To laugh.
And play is really fun, and it takes our brain to the creative journey. Even with second or third sessions, some of the residents who didn't even have eye contact, some residents were shaking the bells or the flowers and start verbally talking. I love it. I love the activities. We were so delighted of such positive progress, even after third sessions.
When students come, please wave the flowers. So Rachel, pass the flowers to everyone.
Today we're making the rainbow flowers.
So with cheerful voice and say hello.
Yeah, it's been really good. I've been working with Eunice here and she's really good at things, and yeah, we're both making a rainbow flower.
The first week we come up, we did pom-poms and stuff. So we did pom-poms and finger knitting and stuff like that, so that was fun.
It's just that chance to connect and have sort of, the chance to sit and listen, even when it's difficult, is really good because, listening is one of the things that we really try hard to develop at school.
What sort of things have you learned?
That you've got to repeat yourself a couple of times.
So this is really the good opportunity for them to actually sort of take a role and take a lead too, because they have to lead often, which is getting them out of their comfort zone.
I don't make friends that easily, but this has helped me. Normally when people see elderly people, they go, oh, they don't do much, but no, they're really fun when you get to know them.
It's that chance of having not the isolation and for them to understand inclusion and diversity, and try and relate to it and have empathy and it's kind of fun. They come away really quite happy. They loved it from the first week. They just wanted to come back. So it's good, yeah.
Romy Tango, I think, was an amazing element to our programme, and we're so grateful and thankful that she was able to come on board and be part of the programme.
Did you enjoy? It was really lovely, wasn't it?
Unfortunately, COVID had a definite impact on the programme.
We were in lockdown.
We had to find solutions and ways of still involving the students, but safely.
So what we did with Hiromi and the children, we zoomed in every session with the residents. We've got Anne. All you guys will remember Joan? Joan, yeah?
The final phase of the project involved a number of major creative projects, including the magnificent Angel Wings.
We're coming to the end of our 3-year programme. We have achieved a lot, completed a lot. Our residents have learnt a lot and done things that they never thought that they would do. Our final piece of the programme is using waste material. We are designing a large sculpture. It's about building something from scratch from things that have been thrown away.
I'm supposed to be painting on making a mess.
What is really, really wonderful is the students have been allowed since the beginning of this term to come back into the facility. So we've actually got the students face to face again. The residents, again, was hesitant at the beginning. Why are we painting custard cartons? Well, we'll see what happens, what we're going to make. And the design came together, and now they're really excited. Now they love doing it, and the children are excited.
I put my hand up to go, and I just thought it'd be fun, nice to socialise with people and things like that.
I like painting, using paints. I've done this one.
What colours have you got there? I got rose madder and purple.
They're painting all these milks cartons to make a boat.
And we're using recycled and upcycled objects.
Yes, I like engaging with the community, and it's fun to talk to people.
They like to listen to the old people talking, and we like to pick up a bit of new stuff now and then, you know.
They really enjoy having the children come in. They relate to them in various ways, and also just visually to watch people that can't necessarily speak, they don't have the words anymore, can still through art communicate really well, and so it's a wonderful thing.
Les, he did all the paintings there and things. He's really nice.
There's just been lovely exchange between, both age groups and what they say and what they said back then. So that's kind of been interesting.
I met Trisha when I was in year 5 2 years ago. It's really nice to see her again.
Love you, and we'll see you next time. I'm her buddy.
See you.
I'd like to adopt her.
Each element of the programme over the 3 years has given a new experience to our resident and to the children, working together in collaboration to produce something that is quite amazing. A lot of comments from our residents were, I've never done anything like this all my life, and then I come here and look what I'm doing.
This type of program can really contribute to the quality of life of older people living in the community.
Oh yes, I really enjoy the whole project. It's life is only what you make it, no matter where you are.
I don't miss art very often, only if I'm not around, which is not very often either.
I like doing all this sort of artwork. I enjoy getting out of my room and mixing around with people.
Today has been wonderful. It's been a culmination of 4 years of hard work and wonderful collaboration and relationships with the school kids, with the artists in our community, and all the different people that are involved in that, parents and family members and everyone that surrounds our residents as well.
Working on it was a really fun experience. I got to do it with my friends. I got to meet new residents, and it was really, really fun.
Yeah, really enjoyed working on the program. It was really fun to get to meet some of the older people and have them teach us some things about their culture and what it was like when they grew up.
It's been a real-time celebration, and also being able to see the artworks in a great space like this really makes you realise what a fantastic program it's been and what has been achieved.
don't dismiss elders in a residential nursing home, because look what they can do with a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of support.